All right, perfect. So Tony and I actually did a little coaching, mentoring thing last week. And one of the things that she said she feels like people struggle with the most is closing the sale or feeling comfortable getting to the sale. And also, she hears quite often from people like, I started this conversation with somebody. It sounded really awesome. They sounded like they were really in. And then all of a sudden, they went quiet. Can any of you guys relate to that? That's something that we hear quite often, right? Okay, I see some hands. I see you. So it's something that a lot of us hear quite often, and closing the sale can seem very intimidating. So the very first thing I want to say to you guys is, we are in the sales business. I know you might hear us say a lot, don't worry, this isn't sales, it's sharing. And I 100% agree with that. But we also have to know that we are selling a product. And I love that actually tonight we had our CEOs on that call sharing specifically about how proud you can be about these products. That these products change lives. These products help people feel better. So, if you were selling makeup or if you're selling jewelry or if you're selling a health and wellness product, like whatever, even if you're in insurance, if you're in real estate, right? If you are an educator, you are selling something all the time. We are all in sales. Like our children are born as salesmen. Let's just be honest, right? They're constantly asking us and negotiating with us and trying to get their way, right? So I want you to put yourself in that perspective of like, how would my child treat this? Now, I'm not saying to annoy somebody to death, right? I'm not, I actually saw the funniest meme today where a mom of a toddler said, now I understand why Yoda, okay, I might say this wrong because I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but why Yoda died when Luke wouldn't stop asking him questions or something like that. And it cracked me up because they ask you a million questions because they're trying to negotiate their win, right? And so I want you to put yourself in that mindset of a no doesn't mean no forever. A no doesn't mean no, I hate you, I can't stand you, F off, okay? I'm just being straight up because that's what you're afraid of, right? But really a no means I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why I need to spend my money on this right now. I don't know why this is important to me. I don't know why you're even bringing this up to me. Or I don't know if I can look at this right now because I'm so overwhelmed. So I think you just got to remember that whenever you're thinking about the word sales, because sales gets a bad rep, but the reality is we're all selling all the time. And I can tell you right now on social media, I've never seen so much sales. How about you guys? They are selling their candidate. They are selling if you should like Netflix or not. They are selling if you should, be mad at everybody about masks or be mad at people for not wearing masks, be mad at people for wearing masks. Like everybody is selling something right now on Facebook. So why not sell some happiness? Because that's what you guys have to offer. Okay. So start with that. Like, just remember, you are in the business of helping people to feel great. Okay. Second thing is that I want you to put yourself into the right mindset every day before you get started. Whether you do your business while you're doing a working Zoom, that's what I do. I do my reach outs, my follow-ups, my connections, right? All during that working Zoom. Maybe for you, you're doing it in other nooks and crannies of your life. But whatever it is, I always put myself into the right intentional space before I start that. What do I want to do today? Who do I want to serve today? And who am I going to help with this product, service, or opportunity? For those of you that are of faith, I literally pray over the people that I'm going to help that day. I pray over my samplers. I pray over my new customers. I pray that they have as much of an amazing experience as I did, right? And I know specifically what their pain points are. And I'm going to talk about that in a second because I know my customers. I know the people I'm talking to. If you're not of faith, then put the intention out there. Do you believe in affirmations? Affirm each person before you get there. And then visualize, how is this going to go? If you were in a if you were in a Fortune 500 business, this is something they teach their business people. Before you get on that phone call with that person, visualize how that conversation is going to go. How is it going to be? How is that person's attitude going to be? How are you going to help that person? How are you going to solve the problem that they're going to bring to you? So you guys, we need to be in that same mind space when we're doing that. I also want to remind you, if you haven't watched that Danny Johnson video that I put up on our team page, I think I put it up like a week or two ago. It is phenomenal. It just happened to pop up in some memories of mine, but it was literally what I did 6 years ago when I started with Lavelle. I watched that video once a week until I got more comfortable at sales because I wasn't super comfortable with it at the time. And if you want to get better at something, you have to practice. So what did I do? I watched the Danny Johnson video once a week, every single week. I watched Brian Tracy's How to Close a Sale That's on YouTube. These are free resources. You do not need to hire somebody to show you how to close a sale. You just need to get more comfortable. You need to learn more stories. And I'm going to talk about that tonight too. So anything that you've heard out there, any of these Facebook ads that you guys see out there, any of those Instagram ads that you see out there about how to close the sale and you need to buy my course, you need to do this, you need to do that, I'm calling BS on it. Actually, I'd love for you to reach out to them and say, oh, I'd love to see your paycheck this month. Show me how much money you're making with your business. All right? Because a lot of people are great at wording, but they're not great at executing. So be careful. Don't get stuck in those traps, okay? I'm all about self-development. If you guys know me, I am of the firm belief, like Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn, that you put 10% back into from a year, whatever you make for the year, you put 10% back into yourself for personal development. So I believe in personal development. I'm just saying be careful getting sucked into these ads and things that say they're going to help you close a sale, when the reality is with ours, especially our company, our product, we are sharing stories. Now, I want you also to remember that people are conditioned, especially here in America. They are born, they are told what to do. They go to school, they are told what to do. They get a job, they are told what to do. We are conditioned to do what we are told. We would much rather somebody tell us what to do than have to figure it out for ourselves. Do you guys agree with that? I mean, 90% of people, that's them, okay? I'm just being honest with you. It's why you have to guide the conversation. You have to tell them what to do. Danny Johnson talks about that in her video. And so I don't want to pretend like I made that up. I mean, when I heard her say that, it was like light bulbs off in my head. Because if I walk into Nordstrom and the girl is like, what are you looking for? This is what I'm looking for. Okay, great. But did you think about trying this and then add this to it and try this? I'm like, awesome. And I love style. Like, I'm a style girl. I love putting together outfits myself. But if somebody's telling me what to do and what looks good and what's in, perfect, done, sold. Right? So you need to tell them what to do. You need to be guiding them and helping them to get the sale. Now, you need to guide them with help that is rejection proof. So you've got to guide them to the close with it being rejection proof. Now, what do I mean by that? It's rejection proof if you are basing it on their needs and their benefits. So I want you to think back of a couple different times. Melissa said, when I was a server, this is what made me good at my job. I just had to learn how to do this. So true. That is such a great example. I'm so glad you brought that up, because one of my all-time favorite examples is this like mindset that we have about closing the sale, right? If you think about a server is the best at freaking closing the sale. They come up to your table when you first get there and they're like, what kind of drinks can I get you? Right? Well, my husband doesn't drink. Like, he's, alcohol free for 5 years now. So we always say, oh, no, thanks, we're good with water. Then the person comes back. Okay, did you look over the menu? Ready to order some appetizers? Oh, that's okay. We're not going to order appetizers. I think we're ready to order dinner. Then we order dinner. Then they come back. How's your dinner? Can I get you a soda? Can I get you anything else to drink? Okay, great. Then they come back after dinner. Oh, I'd love to get you, a coffee. You ready for your cappuccino or your coffee? Then they bring you a dessert menu. Which dessert are you going to get? Right now, I want you to watch this pattern, okay? I have said no to the drinks, cocktails at the beginning. I've said no to an appetizer. I ordered dinner, said no to the coffee, and I said no to the dessert. I have said no to this girl 4 times out of 5. Five things she asked me, I said no to 4. Do you think she goes into the back and starts crying? Do you think she goes to the back and she's like, I suck at this. That's it. I'm never going to be a server again. No. Okay. God, this wasn't what God wanted me to do. These are all the things I hear like in a week, I promise. Okay. Things like, I just wasn't made for sales. That's not what the server does. She goes out, she helps the next table, right? And that's what our job is. So think about that when you're thinking about it. And here's the thing. We are focused on their benefits and their needs. And that's what makes it rejection proof. So one of the things that, if you guys are on working Zooms with me, sometimes you'll hear me talk about the CAP method. It's something that Kelly Hoover and I created together because I'm all about acronyms. It helps me remember things faster. And one day a couple years ago, when she and I were talking about what we do to really get to the point faster, we realized that we both do these exact same things. And so do most of your leaders on our team. And so that is how we kind of like coined this CAP phrase, but it's CAP. So first, when I'm reaching out to somebody, this might be somebody that I just met today on a Facebook group. This might be a friend of mine that I've known forever. This might be a girl sitting next to me at my kid's soccer game. This might be somebody that I just met at the grocery store. This might be somebody that I'm talking to on birthday message. Okay? No matter how I met them, online or offline, I use the CAP method. C stands for compliment. So the very first thing I'm going to do is find something I can compliment them on. Okay? So maybe I met them in a Facebook group. So it's, hey, Melissa, I loved your meme yesterday about kids. It cracked me up. Okay, actually, I'm going to do one that I've actually used in the last week. It makes it easier for me to remember. Hey, Melissa, I saw your post in the Weight Watchers Purple group, and it looked deliciously yummy. I'm going to try it out this week, and I'm curious, did your kids actually eat it? Because I have super picky eaters. So I started off with a compliment, and I also use C for commonality. Now we have something in common. We're in this Facebook group together. We both are doing Weight Watchers. You know, I asked her, I gave her a compliment about her recipe, and then I asked her a question. So A stands for ask a question. My goal is to ask questions that will get to their pain points faster. In this one, I asked because I want to find out if she has kids or not, right? So then she immediately messages me back and says, actually, yes, all of my kids eat it. And I say, all of your kids? How many kids do you have? I have 3. Wow, are you virtual schooling right now, or are your kids back in school? I'm always super curious. Well, actually, all 3 of mine are home right now. So then I say, how's that going? Are you working while you're helping your kids virtual school? I can only imagine. Mine are actually back in like physical school. She messaged me back and was like, I am literally going insane. I have to work and on my computer while my kids are trying to do their schoolwork. My husband's off at work. It is insanity at my house. And then I go right into P, which is problem solve. Okay, I'm getting to her pain points. So I compliment, find a commonality, ask questions, get to her pain points, right? And what you're going to see is my formula in a second, but I want you to understand CAP, because once you do that, you get to their pain points. You get to their problem. And now I can solve it for them with my product, my service, or my opportunity, which we have with Le-Vel, right? So I'm going to get right to it with them, and it's going to be about them. So a lot of times when you're doing this, you want to figure out what is that problem presenting them. You want to offer the solution with stories, because there is nothing that is better proof than stories. Okay, so for this lady, when she said it's insanity in your house right now, she's trying to balance it all, I immediately go into a story. I go, oh my gosh, Melissa, I hear you. 6 years ago, although my kids weren't going through COVID and virtual schooling, I felt like I was about to lose it. I was trying to balance being a mom, my husband starting a business, and we, had gone through a really rough time with his problems. And I just was living each day to go to bed at night. I couldn't believe how exhausted I was every single day. And I was not enjoying my life. Here I was with these 2 beautiful boys, and all I could think about is getting to bed that evening. A friend introduced me to a product that completely changed my life, helped me to have energy again. I feel amazing. And the best part is that I can work this business into the nooks and crannies of my life, feel my best, and make a ton of money. Okay. So that was because I know her problem is she's trying to build a business. She's trying to do work at home. Maybe that she doesn't really love, it sounded like. She's tired. She's stressed out, right? So I went right to her pain points and spoke to it. And then I'll probably ask a question like, are you open to hearing more? Or would you be open to me sending you a sample, right? And then I'm getting to her pain points. She actually went for the sample. She said, yeah, sure, I'd love to try a sample. I'm always free. I'll always take free stuff. So next, I'm trying to find out more pain points. If you could wave a magic wand, Melissa, what would you hope a vitamin supplement system like the Thrive Experience I'm going to share with you would do for you? So that way I know what to send you. She doesn't know that everybody's getting the 3 steps. I don't have to tell her that. I'm trying to get to figure out what would she want a magic wand to do for her. She tells me she wants a magic wand to help her have more energy and to be more patient with her kids. And I'm like, awesome. I know exactly what you need. So here's the thing, a 3-day supply isn't going to be your fairy godmother, but I can guarantee you 30 days might be. Because after you've gotten this into your body for about 8 to 10 days, you're going to have a better mood. You're going to have sustainable all day energy. You're going to be sleeping better at night. You're going to be noticing that you have better mental clarity. Your kids are going to be complimenting you, and your husband is going to love it because you can actually have a conversation with him at night. I spoke her language. I didn't talk to her about, aches and discomforts or headaches or losing weight, because she didn't talk to me about those things. Those are things that it helped me with. But she didn't talk about that. Now, if you're like, well, Blair, if somebody told me that, I don't have a story that would go with her, then you have to learn more stories, because I don't always use my story. Okay. If I'm talking, for example, to somebody who's older than me, sometimes I use an example, like a friend of mine is an empty nester right now, and she and I were talking the other day. I used Beth Graves' story about when she first started with me in the business, how, her daughter was getting ready pretty soon to be going off to college. They realized that, yeah, they might have had money saved for her for college, but they didn't have any extras. And she wanted something for herself. And she wanted the flexibility to be able to spend a lot of time with her last one that was home and build up something for their future. That spoke to that woman. But my story wouldn't have spoke to her because, at the time when I started this, I was still in my 30s, right? So you got to speak to the person and you have to identify their problem and then you have to solve it. Okay. Now here's the thing. You can answer any excuse with results. So if the next step from there, from Melissa, let's say, when I was trying to talk to her about just ordering the product herself instead of waiting for the sample, I did offer her, hey, I would have spent about $30 on your sample. By the time I ship it and get it to you, I'd love to give you $30 off your first 30 days. Here's how much that would cost. Now, if she says immediately, my number one that I find is the money, right? It's not really about the money, guys, because people spend so much money on the most ridiculous things. Okay. I had a conversation with a girl today. She's like, oh my gosh, I have no money. I'm totally broke. And my boyfriend's turning 21 this weekend. So we're going to be going out. Okay. You guys, how much money is she going to spend this weekend on her boyfriend's 21st birthday? I said, I was straight up with this girl because I know her. But I mean, think about that, right? That's like a couple $100 she's going to be dropping this weekend, probably taking a few shots at a few different bars, not to mention dinner. Actually, it's probably going to be $300 or $400, right? So, people's excuses, it's just the first thing because they feel like if they say to you it's money, there's really nothing else you can say back. Okay. But remember, you're going to answer excuses with results. And facts tell, but stories sell. Okay. That's one I would write down and put on your computer screen, put it on your desk, because that's one that I had to really learn. All right. Facts tell, stories sell. It's why Lavelle has a Facebook fan page. And if you're new and you have no idea what I'm talking about, you need to go to facebook.com/Lavelle Brands, because they have a whole Facebook fan page. And if you haven't written your story and got it up on there, that's another thing you need to do. You need to send your story into mythriveexperience@Lavelle.com with some pictures in your story. What did you feel like before? What did you feel like day 3? What did you feel like day 5? What did you feel like day 10? Or what are you like now? What has this product done for you? Those stories, you got to keep a couple of them in your pocket. You got to have a couple of them in your fanny pack. You got to have a couple of them in your backpack and a couple of them in your purse. Like, I'm serious. You need to know at least 10. You need to know them. It could be people from this team, which I think is the smartest, because if you have people on this team, then the great thing is that when you're talking to somebody and they're like, listen, I can't afford to lose weight. I'm already super thin. I know immediately, Tony. I'm going to connect them with Tony. Tony, are you free? Can I put you in a 3-way message with this girl? Because you're super thin. She's super thin. She's worried about losing weight. And to be quite honest, I can't speak to that. Can you share your story with her? Right? But if I didn't know that about Tony's story, I wouldn't be able to do that. Okay? I might have somebody that's a grandma who's telling me about how exhausted she is, but she has no money right now because she's helping to, help out her family. Maybe her son lost his job. She's helping out that family right now. I'm going to say, you know what? I completely understand that. I would love for you to hear my friend Karen's story because she's a grandma too. And I think you would really relate to her. And you can hear what this product could do for you and also allow you to build something that you might have never thought you could do. Right? And so then I put her in a 3-way message with Karen. So stories sell, facts tell. Okay. So share some stories. And if that person, Melissa, is saying to me, I can't afford it, but I know how exhausted she is and everything that's going on in her life right now with her 3 kids, virtual schooling, trying to get work done at home, I'm going to say to her, Melissa, I hear you. But I can tell you this, a mom who is in her room for 2 weeks because her body is run down is worth nothing. A mom who can't even enjoy every single day with her kids is worth nothing. Can I share with you a story of somebody that I know who went from barely making it out of bed every single day because she had run her body down to now having a business where she actually gets her car paid for every single month by this company? And then I'm going to share the story about Erica Mulhall, right? Because I know these stories. I have heard the stories. I listen to the stories. Maybe if there's a couple that you feel like speak to your ideal clients inside of the facebook.com/Lavelle Brands, you're going to save them to your computer or save them to your phone. Maybe if there's a couple on our Lavelle YouTube channel that you feel like really speak to most of the people that you talk to, your ideal client, save it on your phone, save it on your computer. Okay. So that way you have these stories to show them right away. I'll tell you right now, there was one up 2 days ago about a mom and about being tired of being a mom and moms don't have to feel this way. I sent that girl that story. Okay. And so you want to make sure you have these tools because stories sell and facts tell. All right. So that's kind of like how that's my basically like how I get to the close, get to the point. I am complimenting, connecting, asking questions, and then listening to their pain points and problem solving. But I also know that I have to be the one that asks for the sale. Okay, what I mean by that is if you don't ask for it, like I said before, they're waiting for you to do it for them. They're waiting for you to tell them what to do. So when Melissa says to me, I really, I am exhausted. I just, yeah, I would love to try that sample. I say to her, listen, that sample is not going to do for you what you need. So we need to get you the 30 days. I'm going to steal this line from Kelly Boyson because I love it, which is you need to give yourself the gift of 30 days. Let's get you started and see what this can do for you. Then, if you fall in love with it, which I know you will, within the very first week, you share it with 2 people, help them to feel better, and boom, you have it for free next month. And actually, it's a free business. So if you're open to hearing more, let me know. I get paid either way. Okay. So you guys, one of the biggest things when people hear me share, they're like, oh, you say it so fast, or you say it so confident. It's because I am confident. I know what this product does. I read the stories every single day. I see the people on our team every single day. I make it sound so easy, but it's honestly just because I truly believe it. Now, it doesn't mean people don't get me tongue tied when I get on with them. It doesn't mean that people don't make me nervous sometimes, or they come at me, or they ask me questions that I honestly do not know the answer to. But in those moments, then I just stop, I take a deep breath, and I go, that's a great question. I'm going to get you the answer to that. One of the cool things about this business is I don't have to be Mrs. Molecule, but I'm going to write a message of support and ask some friends that are in this business, see if we can get you the answer. Guess what that does? This makes that, some people it pisses off. I'm just going to be straight up. In 6 years, I've had 2 people that were like, if you don't know, then I'm out. Okay, fine. Then you're not my people. I'm not sure I really want to work with you because you're probably going to be a big pain in the butt. Like, let's just be honest. But the rest of the people, the other 90% of the people that have said that to me, that have asked me a question, I don't know the answer, but I say that to them. It shows them that they could do this business too. When I started, that was my number one reason for not wanting to jump in with the company. Because Elise kept saying, Blair, you could do this, you can do this. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm not a size 0. I'm not a fitness instructor. I don't know anything about health and wellness. I don't know anything about diet plans or losing weight or vitamins or supplements or health. I mean, why in the world would you think I could do this? She's like, you don't have to know those things. You have to know your story and a couple other people's stories. And you have to help people to know how to get started, get their product for free. And then if they're interested in the business, you need to know how to help them hit VIP 800, VIP 1600. Can you do that? I was like, yeah, I can do that. Okay, great. Because if you know everything, they're going to feel like they need to know everything. Okay. So that is the absolute truth. So, and before we get started, I wanted to kind of, Mrs. Molecule. You don't have to be Mrs. Molecule. I want to give you guys one more example too that keeps coming into my head, which is, the difference between somebody maybe at Walmart and somebody at Nordstrom, right? And sometimes I've offended a couple of people before and I've said this, so please know my heart when I'm saying this. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with shopping at Walmart because I have a lot of stuff from Walmart. I freaking love Walmart. I also love Nordstrom. I also love Neiman's and I also love, Target. Like we all have Old Navy is freaking, this is Old Navy jean shirt that I wear probably once a week, right? So like, it doesn't mean that just because I'm doing the example of Walmart, Nordstrom, but I want you to listen to this. I do love to shop. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to hear is that Walmart now has these people in blue vests. It's like a really big deal. They're always there to help you because they got a bad rap years ago because you would literally walk around the store and not be able to find anybody. And yes, it might be a discount store, but like you couldn't even freaking check out. You couldn't find your size in the shoes. You couldn't get help worth anything. Okay. You'd walk up to like the checkout counter and like people would be like talking to each other. They really got like, they put the hammer down on that. Now they have the blue vest or like, how can I help you? That's because they got a bad rap about that. Now walk into Nordstrom and holy cow, they're like attacking you left, right, and center, right? But they do it in such a gracious way. They're like, hey, what are you looking for today? Oh, well, I'm looking for a pair of jeans. Oh, awesome. What kind of look are you looking for? I tell them, they find me a couple pairs. They put me into the fitting room. Next thing I know, she's bringing me, Blair, you've got to try on this perfect white t-shirt. It looks so great with these jeans. Try it on, tuck at the front end a little bit. I'm going to bring you a couple blazers to go with it too, because I can just tell that you are somebody who's going to need something like that, something casual, something, also fancy that you can wear with your jeans. So let me get you a couple things. Like all of a sudden I walked in for one thing and I'm leaving with 6 things, right? But she told me what to do. She walked me through it. And as I'm leaving the dressing room, she's like, let me get these things. These all look great on you. You're getting these. I'll meet you at the checkout. At the checkout, she's like, do you need any of these? Like, see these bangles right here? They would look really good with this look. Do you need these? No, I don't need these. Okay, I'm going to check you out then. Like, she told me what to do. She walked me through it. I would have had to say no to stop her. Now, I do say no sometimes because I didn't come in for those things. But most of the time, I just want somebody to walk me through it. So don't leave the conversation with, okay, great. I'm so excited for you. Okay, you got to close the sale. You got to be like, okay, great. So let's get you started on your 30-day experience and see what it's going to do for you. I'm so excited for you. I bet you can already think of 2 people who are going to love this also. See, I'm planting that seed in their head. Now I say to them, okay, are you on your computer or are you on your phone? Oh, you're on your computer? Perfect. Let's walk right now through how to place your order, and I can help you place your order right now. So remember, I already created you that customer account. So here's your login. Go to blah, blah, blah. Put in this, put in that. Okay, great. Now you should see this. Now click that. Now do this. I'm literally walking them through it. Okay. And I'm just helping them. Now, sometimes people are like, I can't, I'm in the car. I go, no problem. Would it be helpful for you if I give you a step-by-step instruction by text so that when you get to wherever you're going, you can place your order? Yes? Awesome. When you're done placing your order, send me a quick text message, and I'm going to actually text me your address. I'm going to throw you in 2 Blast, which is our antioxidant drink, in the mail as a thank you for placing your order tonight. Okay? So, or whatever you guys want to throw in. But like the more I can get her to engage back and forth with me, the better. Now we're becoming friends, right? Next is when her order arrives, she's supposed to text me. She texts me when her order arrives. And guess what the next thing I say is, show me a picture of your nightstand. Where are you putting your capsules for tomorrow morning? Okay. We're having fun together. I'm getting in those conversations. Okay. Anybody have anything they want to ask me before I get to the examples that Tony gave me? Okay. That sounds like a no. Okay. So Tony got a couple examples. So I'm going to use her examples. Okay. One of the reasons I get is too expensive, or I get completely ghosted. Okay. So the too expensive just means they don't really know what the value is of the product. So one of the biggest things that I would say for that one is when I hear that, sometimes I'll say to people, you know what? I thought the exact same thing. When I heard $150, I was like, what? Because I used to only throw like $30 vitamins into my basket. But then I started thinking like, actually, then I buy coffee every day, and I also buy probiotics, and I also buy enzymes. And I'm also going through about a bottle of Advil a month, which in the long run is probably going to tear up my stomach, and a lot of other things. Can you think of some things that you spend $5 a day on right now that don't serve you? Okay, so I made her feel good by saying I felt the exact same way, which is true. I found that commonality, right? Yes, Melissa, like your mom takes $300 worth of vitamins right now. When somebody says that to me, I go, well, do you feel any different? Like Kelly Boyson will tell you, that's what I said to her when she said, well, I'm already on really premium grade vitamins. And I went, awesome. How do you feel on them? Do you feel different than you did before? Right? You should feel something from your vitamins. I never knew that before I started on Thrive. Wow, that was a huge, I've been taking vitamins my whole life. My parents always had me on vitamins. I took Juice Plus for probably 7 years. Never knew you're supposed to feel good on something. Right? So when they say that, I go, well, what are you spending $5 a day on right now that's not serving you? And if they're like, I don't know, I go, I get that. When my friend Elise asked me that, you know what I said? I go, I don't really spend all that much, girl. I make my coffee at home. And she said, okay, well, do you ever go to Starbucks? I go, yeah, probably once or twice a week. And she said, oh, okay, are the kids in the car with you? I'm like, yeah. What do you get them? Oh, cake pop and a milk. Okay, so how much is your bill when you leave, probably, if you had to guess? I'm like, $20. She's like, okay, 2 times a week, $20. That's $40 a week. 40 times 4, it's $160. So you're spending $160 a week, only going 2 times a week on something that isn't serving you, right? You're not feeling good from it. It's not like giving you a great feeling all day long, is it? I was like, no, you're right. Okay, I get it, right? And then she said, and here's the deal. I want you to feel your best get on the product. Within the first week of feeling great, we're going to help you to reach out to some people who you think would want to feel great too. The goal is to get 2 people to order so you get your product for free and never have to pay for it again. Okay, so can you afford 1 month and then thrive for free? Okay, so you're just kind of like trying to keep that conversation going. Next one. Okay, if you've been completely ghosted, guys, here's the thing. There's multiple reasons. Okay, one of the things about Facebook Messenger is that like I can't. Somebody just said to me the other day that you can do this, but I'm not really sure how. But when I'm like on my phone, I'm looking at Facebook Messenger. I can't go back and make it unread like I can my emails. And so, that makes it hard. People see your message and they're like, oh, yeah, I need to answer her. And then they move on, right? A lot of times people are looking at their phone at red lights, let's be honest, right? Or in between their kids asking them a question. And so they just forget. So don't take it so personally. I know it feels personal to you, or you think it's on purpose, or she saw the price and she's just like never going to talk to me again, right? It's usually just that they got busy. So just send them another message, right? My favorite message of all time, when somebody ghosts me for a sample, or ghosts me after I give them a price, or ghosted me after they said they were going to place their order, but they didn't. This is my favorite line that I say. I say, what is stopping you from feeling your best? What is stopping you from feeling your best? Something will come out, right? Now, if they just ghosted me and we were like in the middle of a conversation, yeah, Lorraine, I'll talk about that next. If we're like in the middle of a conversation and they just like stop talking to me, I might, if I said something maybe that was a little forward, I might ask like, hey girl, did I offend you? I sure hope not. That wasn't my intention. Or, hey girl, did you see that message above? I just want to make sure you saw it. I know you're busy. Right? Or maybe I go find a story that I think would relate to their pain points and I share it. Hey, this popped up today and I knew immediately I had to share it with you. Wait till you read it. You're going to think, oh my goodness, this must be my doppelganger. Is that how you say it? Doppelganger? My twin sister, whatever. All right. So Lorraine said, I have so many purchase it and then they don't listen to how to take it. So I really, truly believe that having people, you got to make sure they're not ordering it as a favor to you. So that's why I think it's so important that you know people's pain points. Because if you know why they're going to take the product, if they're like, man, I need this, I need to lose weight, I need to get more energy, I need to sleep better, my body aches all over, right? Then while their product is on its way to them, I'm saying, hey, you getting excited? In the next week or two, your body's going to feel younger. You're going to be sleeping better. You're going to have more energy. Are you getting excited? Let me know when the product arrives. Okay, then I check, and when I see that their product should have arrived, I reach out, hey, did your product get there today? USPS has been cray-cray lately. Or say it in your own words. Like, these are my words, but some of you are like, cray-cray, I'd never say that. You gotta say it in your own way. But I say, the USPS lately has been cray-cray, so I just wanna make sure you got your package. Oh yeah, I got it 2 days ago. What? I can't believe you didn't tell me. I'm so excited for you. Can you take a picture of the box? Like, let me know like take a picture of inside the box. I wanna make sure everything's there. Okay, I'm connecting with them from the beginning. So they take a picture, they send me a picture. I go, okay, awesome. That purple box of the vitamins, I want you to go put it by your nightstand right now so you don't forget. Hey, can you grab a bottle of water and leave it there too, or a glass of water for tomorrow morning? Awesome. So excited. All right, here's what you're going to do. And I give them the directions. Day 1, right? Day 2, here's what, you're going to text me tomorrow. We're going to be BFFs for the next 2 weeks. I know you might get annoyed by me, LOL. But we're going to be talking back and forth for the next couple weeks just so I can make sure you're loving the product. Okay, because some people need more, some people need less. We're going to figure it out for you. Okay, so I'm engaging with them like before it even gets there. That does seem to help. And listen, let's just be straight up honest. I've had people that have never messaged me again until like 3 or 4 months later. And they're like, I have 4 months worth of Thrive and none of it worked. And I'm like, I didn't even know your product ever came in. You never answered me, right? But I hold them accountable to that. I say, wow, I really wish that you had messaged me back. If you look back, you can see I messaged you like 7 times asking if your box had arrived. I really want to help you feel your best. And I take notes on people, guys, whether you use Trello, you use a spiral notebook, you use Micro Excel, whatever, you need to take notes. So if I know that her pain point was to have more energy and sleep better at night, I go, I sent you those 7 messages because I really want you to sleep better at night. But I know that everybody's body is different. And so the amount that you need to take is unique to you. So are you ready to restart? You've got the product anyways. Okay. All right. Oh, this is a good one. Jackie said, I have had one girl that said, I read reviews online and then just decided not to do it right now. Okay. That's why you have to be the educator, guys. Okay. That's why before I even kind of let them know what the name of the product is, I'm already telling them stories. I'm already getting them excited. I'm already sharing with them. Sometimes I even get them on a three-way message with somebody else before they've ever even heard what the name of the company is. Okay, because here's the thing. Jason Camper said this my first year into business, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever heard. He's like, Google Jesus. You're going to see good reviews and you're going to see bad reviews. You have to choose what to believe, right? Same thing with Thrive. And guess what? 90% of those articles that are written that are negative are actually by other companies. I learned that my first year as well, because I reached out to Paul and was like, oh my gosh, my friend just sent me this article. And at the time I was, the company was still pretty new where we could text Paul things. And he was like, oh yeah, we're in a lawsuit with that company right now. That's actually blah, blah, blah. And they sell this pain pill. Like, people can write whatever they want. You can't see who's actually putting that stuff out there. So I just always say to people, listen, you can believe that one article, or you can believe the 1 million people that have posted and have testimonies on our facebook.com/LavelleBrands. You can believe that one review, or you can believe the 20,000 promoters that are on our team right now. It's your choice. You can believe that one review, or you can believe, all the promoters on our team and customers that we're helping every single day, right? And that's really up to you. But I'd love for you to at least try it out and make your own opinion of it. Okay? I have one person who said she's just been a part of too many of these things. She even went on to tell me she's able to sell for 6 different companies and isn't doing anything with any of them. Okay, that's actually a great prospect because, again, facts tell, stories sell. If you knew Kristen Samiago's story, you'd know that she almost gave up on network marketing altogether. She had been with multiple businesses where she was barely bringing in anything, spending a ton of time on these different online businesses, different network marketing businesses. It was frustrating her husband. She had 3 little kids at home and a sign language interpreting business. And she was like, done. This world's not for me. I need to figure out something else. And then she saw a friend of hers post about Thrive, decided to try the product because she needed to feel better. And as soon as she got on it, she felt that there was something different. Then she realized our company was free. No yearly fee, no website fee, no stocking of inventory. Then she realized she could make over $1,200 in the first 2 weeks. She also realized that her customers work for her because if they refer to, they get their product for free every single month. So she said, what if this worked for me? What if I put all my eggs into this one basket and tried it out for 30 days and saw what happened? Within the first 30 days, she earned 3 different bonuses. The first 2 bonuses and hit our very first rank and made a bonus because of that. So are you open to seeing if this could be your one? See how I did that? I went back to that person's pain point with a story, with Kristen's story. And then I say to them, do you want to hear Kristen's story from her? Would you be open to hearing that directly from her? And I send Kristen a message. Hey girl, can I put you on a 3-way message with somebody? You can just do a quick 1-2 minute message with her just to share why she should let go of those other 6 businesses that are not serving her and try this. Okay, next one. How are you? How was your weekend? Wanted to see if you were still interested in becoming a promoter. You seemed like you were on board. Okay, do not be mad at me, but that is horrible. Okay, here's why. I'm just being honest. Like, people, I'm telling you, I've said it all. So like, don't think that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've said it all too. But here's the thing. Number 1, my husband will tell you that is gaslighting somebody. Do not ask them more than 1 question, max 2. Okay, any of you that are married, you're welcome. I just gave you the best marriage advice you could ever have. Stop overwhelming them. My husband will be he will text me and be like, overwhelmed. Like, I like to ask a lot of questions. That's me. I want details. I want to know what you think. Like, hey, do you want Mexican tonight? Do you want the tacos or do you want the quesadilla? Which one? And he's like, whoa, right? Like, overwhelmed, too much. Okay, so just remember that when you're messaging people, like, they're looking at this really quickly, and that was like 3 questions, and the first 2 were like kind of okay, but then it was like, wanted to see if you're still interested in becoming a promoter. You seem like you were on board. How about instead going back to their pain point? Remember, stories sell, facts tell. Our goal is to get to their needs and their benefits. So if that's our goal, then what was this person's pain point? Okay, I'm just gonna guess because I don't even know if this person's on right now, and if you are, I hope you're not mad at me. But let's just say that this person was like, oh yeah, I'm super interested in becoming a promoter. We need some money right now. We got the holidays coming up. We're gonna have to fly out to see my parents. We haven't seen in 6 months because of COVID. Like, yeah, I think I'm really interested. Okay, maybe that was what she told you. So now you got to go back to that. Instead of asking, are you still interested in becoming a promoter? You seem like you were on board. That kind of feels icky, right? And it also makes the person kind of feel like they're backed into a corner. Instead, you go back and you go, hey girl, listen, or don't say hey girl if that's not you. Again, this is my language, okay? Like Beth would never say hey girl. She hates it when I say hey girl. So that's why I'm always like, use your own language, but that's me. Like I've always called my friends that. So, hey girl, listen, I know the other day we were talking and then we both got busy. But I know you are excited to see your parents for the holidays, and I know that's going to be an expensive flight, and I want to help you earn that $1,200 before you go. So are you free for about 5 to 10 minutes tonight so we can go over how to get you started? Like I'm assuming the sale. She already made it seem like she was on board because you said you seemed like you were on board. So now it's the next step. They're waiting for you to tell them what to do. Remember I said at the beginning, everyone's waiting for somebody to tell them what to do. When you're born and when you're little, people are telling you what to do. You go to school, they tell you what to do. You go to work, they tell you what to do. They are waiting for you to tell them what to do. It is scary when you are starting in network marketing and direct sales, especially if you've never done it before. And especially if you've done it and you failed, right? You don't know what to do next. So the next step isn't purchase your promoter pack. The next step is let's get on the phone and get you started. I'm going to help walk you through what we need to do to help you earn that first, $660 in bonuses. Yes, we have a ton of promoters who've never taken the product. Actually, Beth Graves' story is that I reached out to her about this business and was like, holy crap, this is how much Elise is making. We need to think about this. My product's coming in a couple days. I got started on the product, but her product didn't come in. I told her what I was loving about it. She's like, I'm sold. I'm looking at it. I'm in. We were on a couple three-way calls with Sheila and Maria, and she was like, I'm in. I think she hit VIP 100 before she even tried the product. So that kind of stuff definitely happens all the time. People do that. Actually, we just had somebody on Bridget's team who was in Mexico and she couldn't get the product and like hit a bunch of bonuses and like went through this whole summer while she was in Mexico and people were joining her as customers and promoters and she still hadn't even been on the product. So that absolutely does happen. Oh, okay. So I see the response from that person. Sorry, I messed up on that one. So she said, you seem like you were on board. And the girl said, my weekend was good. I've been good. How was your birthday? I'm still on the fence to dive in right now. Okay. So I'm not even going to address that because I think if you had gone to the pain point to begin with, you wouldn't even had to get to that point, right? The next one says, I feel many people think it's a scam, like we're just trying to sell something. The products work, but if people aren't ready for a change, I think they have the mentality that it's not going to work, which makes it hard because we can't make them do something they aren't ready to do. Okay, it's kind of two parts. One is if they purchase the product and you think they're not in the right mindset, you got to get them in the right mindset. Because I'll guarantee you that if they're not in the right mindset, it won't work. You're 100% right. And here's a great example. I actually started on the Thrive Experience in March of 2014 because my friend Elise joined because she felt like crap and the products actually worked. And then she was like, I'm going to do this. We had sold jewelry together. She had quit the jewelry company. She was in a bad place emotionally. And she started on the product in February, like literally business exploded right away. And in March, she was super close to hitting auto bonus already. And I just wanted to support her. I thought the stuff was cray cray. I thought this whole concept was crazy. There's no way I'm selling vitamin supplement. So I ordered to be nice to her and thought like, if I lose 5 pounds, I could lose 5 pounds. That'd be great. At the time I was having like 10 jewelry shows a month. So when the product came, she and I didn't even really talk because I was super busy and she was super busy and nobody explained to me how to use it. I didn't take it correctly. I already thought it was crap. I didn't think there was any way that it would work. I gained like a couple pounds. I ended up giving it to my cleaning lady. I was so annoyed. And for the next 5 months, I called it snake oil. I did. All my friends that knew me and Elise were like, how's she doing? She looks like she's blowing up. She's got like 5 people earning the auto bonus. Like, what's going on? Like, it's snake oil. It's snake oil. Elise can hype anybody up. Elise is amazing at sales. That stuff doesn't work. It's stupid. I tried it. I gained like 2 pounds. I was trying to lose 5. Like, maybe it works for a few people. It's crazy, right? But really, what it was I wasn't ready. Nobody set me up with the right mindset. And so in July, when I decided to try it again, so March to July, when I decided to try it again, Elise said to me, we're going to get you started the right way. What are you most excited about this product helping you with? And I said, energy. She said, what's the second thing? I said, weight loss. She said, okay, but I feel like there's more. I mean, you've been like complaining a lot lately about how you feel. What else? I'm like, well, I do have headaches almost every day. My neck is freaking killing me every single day. Nobody can figure out what's wrong with it. I just kind of feel like yuck. I honestly, I'm feeling a little blue, which is so not like me because I'm a very happy person. She's like, okay, I'm really excited for you, Blair, because you are going to get your mood back. You are going to notice mental clarity. You're going to notice all day energy. I am so excited. I don't know if it's going to happen in the first week, but I know it's going to happen. I'm so excited for you. And then she started sending me stories for like 5 days straight. She would send me a different person's story every day that reminded her of something that I said I wanted. Now, by the time that freaking package arrived, it was like gold. Like I opened it and like unicorns jumped out because I was so freaking excited to feel that good. I'd read 5 stories plus heard hers. And I was like, yeah, it's going to work for me. Okay. So that's what I think one of the biggest things is. You got to set them up for a positive mindset before they even begin. Did you guys hear how Jason did that tonight? Wait a minute. Let's like rewind. Jason did that tonight. He set us all up for the right mindset. No, you are not going to drop like 40 pounds in 2 weeks. No, you're not going to lose weight if you're going to eat a cheat meal every single day. And why don't you start eating right now? So you start feeling good. So you start seeing some results. And then it's going to come in. You're going to feel even better. Like, hello, he just set us up to have a better mindset so people don't get frustrated when they don't lose a pound in the first week of treat meal. Right? You guys see that? Okay. The next part of it is people feel like you're trying to sell them something. People will always feel like you're trying to sell them something if you're not trying to meet their needs. If you're not finding out what their needs are and what this would benefit them with, and you're just guessing because they're a mom too, and so you're just assuming that they need more energy, then you are going to seem like you're selling. And listen, I sold probably my whole first year. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like I sold the butt off this product, okay, or butt off of me or whatever. But I didn't sell with their needs and their benefits. I really felt like I was because I know every tired, exhausted, run down, stressed out mom deserves to thrive. I knew that every husband deserved to thrive, every dad deserved to thrive. So that's what I went with, but I didn't hear specific people's needs. Okay. And if you listen to that better, you'll never feel like you're selling because you're serving them. Okay. And sometimes they might tell you things that Thrive can't help with right now. Maybe it's the business that's going to help them. Or maybe you can't figure out how to help either because whatever they need you for right now isn't even about that. So serve whatever that need is, get them what they need help with, whatever it is right now, and then serve them later because they're going to see you as a value person. So I'm going to give you guys an example. My husband, Ryan, is a real estate broker. So about a month ago, one of his customers that was supposed to be putting his house on the market with him kept like canceling. It was like a really like multi-million-dollar house. Ryan was so excited that he got this guy, and the guy said he was going to sign a listing agreement with Ryan, and then he kept like canceling. Finally, after like the third time, Ryan's like, hey, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Can you just be honest with me? What's going on? The guy's like, listen, my wife's foot, she's in so much pain. We're trying to get her in with the podiatrist. Nobody is able to take appointments right now. I feel like she needs to have surgery. I just can't have people over here in the house. Like, it's bad. And Ryan called me and he's like, hey, don't we know somebody from our kids' school? I'm like, yeah, in the same grade as Noah is like one of the best ones here locally. So we called her up. She said, hey, send them in tomorrow. And if they need surgery, I'll do it on Friday. So Ryan hooked him up. Guess what? That guy was overwhelmed. He's like, God literally put you into my life in this moment. And now we got to go through surgery and it's going to be a month or two before she heals. But as soon as this is over, you're our guy. You're who I'm going to go with. You are the person who's going to put my house on the market. Okay. So do you guys see that? Like he provided a value. He listened to their need and what was going on and did it. And now they're going to use him for whatever they need him for. Okay. So I'm not going to lie to you that you should always be shoving the Thrive experience or even the business. Sometimes it might even be something as simple as somebody needs just balance from you right now. I can't tell you guys how many people I have that just buy balance from me because they complain about having bloat, or they complain about premenopausal, or they complain about not being able to poop. at girls' night. Like, I don't know why that conversation always comes up, but it does. And so, like, I provide for them what they need. I don't go into the whole Thrive experience. I just sell them that one product so they fall in love with it and then we talk Thrive. Okay? All right. So somebody said, last night I heard I have too much going on right now in my personal and work life and it's too stressful. I've been getting palpitations. I don't think it's Thrive, but I just want to stop. Okay. So that is really, so what I say to somebody like that is I say, hey, listen, I hear you, but you spent money on this and I know that we can help you feel your best. Let me get you and on a quick message with somebody who's been on the product longer, who can problem solve better than me. And you get them on with one of your upline leaders who's been on it longer, okay? My biggest hurdle is people who seem too independent and don't want advice or help to troubleshoot. They'll ghost me rather than responding and telling me what's going on. So again, set up that expectation ahead of time, right? Hey, we're going to be connecting with each other, especially the first week, to make sure that we get you on the right amount. Because some people only need half of the amount. Some people need the full amount. And the only way we can figure that out for you and your body is to be in communication together. Does that sound good? Are you on board? Okay, you got to get their buy-in. Okay, and you can say to them, listen, when I text you, don't feel like you have to text me back right away. Just text me back some point before the evening so that I can tell you what to do the next day based on how you felt. And I also ask, like, do you prefer texting or do you prefer Facebook message? Or if you know them from Instagram messaging. Okay, somebody said, how in the world do you get promoters to sign up? I've had 3 or 4 people be interested and then just ghost me completely. I'll send them some random messages about a Zoom meeting I think they might be interested in or specials we have going on. Okay, so here's the biggest thing about promoting, guys. I think there's 2, again, it goes back to their needs, their benefits. So you need to figure out why they would want to do it, okay? Because some people want the community. Some people want the money. Some people love the product so much that they have a passion for helping others. Okay, so you need to kind of figure that out first. Then I go to them, if they're really loving the product, then I go to them with what they love the product for. Okay, so remind me why you love the product. You love the product because this, and this. Oh, that's so awesome. Can you think of 4 people who deserve to feel this, and this? Great. I would love to share with you an opportunity where you could earn over $660 by helping others. Okay. Are you open to hearing more? And they'll say yes or no. They might not be, and that's okay. Another way that I talk to people about the business is maybe they haven't even tried the product yet, but I just think they would be amazing at the business. So I just ask them. Maybe it's because I would love to work with them. And so that's how I did it with Beth. I went for Beth. I knew that she and I had talked about money before, and I also really wanted to work with her. So I said to her, listen, this is how much money you could be making per week. And this is how you run the business. And by the way, we would freaking be able to do this together. Can you imagine going on trips together, earning cars together? How fun would that be? Do you want to hear more? Then I put her on a 3-way call with Sheila. I put her on a 3-way call with Maria. I put her on 3-way calls with other people who had been in the business longer, who could share their stories with her. Okay. So when people, when you're wondering how to get promoters, it's really about sharing with them and asking if they're open to hearing more. Okay. And sharing what you're loving. Like if you know that they love to go on trips, like Kelly Hoover's story is that Amber reached out to her because Amber knew that she loved to go on trips. Kelly was liking the product. And Amber was like, hey, listen, I know you love your pharmaceutical job and you do amazing at it. But I know you're also loving this product. And I'm not sure if I told you or not, but you can earn 3 free trips a year with it just by sharing it with people and helping them to feel good. Do you want to hear more? Okay, so speak to their needs. And if you're not sure what their needs and their benefits are, then you got to do a little Facebook stalking. You got to figure it out. What's important to them? Is it family time? Is it having more time freedom? Is it being able to redo their house or be able to move? Is it they have a kid going off to college soon, or they're going through IVF and they need to pay off some debt? Is it that they, love vacations? They love to travel. Like you just got to figure it out. And then you got to speak to that. Okay. Okay. I think that that is pretty much a lot of it. But one of the things I did see on here that I also want to say is, so you're using the three-way message system. So like, let's say you got somebody on a three-way message with Tony and they seemed really engaged, right? They were like, yeah, that sounds great about this business. That sounds really interesting. I could totally see myself doing that. Yep, got it. And then you guys get off that message and you're just not sure where to go next, right? So the next thing is you reach out to them and you say, on a scale of 1 to 10, do you feel like, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, yes, I got it, I'm ready to run, and 1 being, I have no idea what you're even talking about, where do you feel like you are after that conversation with Tony? Now, by asking them that, you see where they are. Like, do they need more information? Or, sometimes people will come back to me and they'll say, well, actually, I've got plenty of information. I just need to think about it now with my husband. Right? Or whatever. And so then you can speak to those needs, but at least that way I know where that person's at, like where where the information's at. And then I'll say to them, do you feel like this is something you could see yourself having success in? Can you see yourself hopping into one of our working Zooms, following along, learning the system, and duplicating it? Okay, because that's the other really cool thing is show them that we have things already in place. All they have to do is hop along, hop in, and duplicate it. That takes a lot of the worry and fear away, right? Because one of the biggest worry and fears is like, how do I do it? So, okay, I spoke for an hour. Sorry, guys, that was really long, but there was so many great examples. I'm going to let you guys, if you want to unmute and ask me anything, or Tony, if there's anything I didn't hit that you were hoping I would hit. This is way past my bedtime, people.
This is Sharon. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Sharon.
Sorry, I'm driving, so you're probably going to hear background noises. I'm picking my girl from gymnastics. I wanted to ask, I have a person that I've been talking to for a while. She's been doing Juice Plus, so different company. She tried our sample pack, so she was really great about it. And then she kind of compared it to Juice Plus, and she's like, well, I didn't feel anything. And, that makes total sense because 3 days, sometimes you feel, sometimes you don't. And then I feel like I'm kind of like she responds to me, but she is not like, kind of, yeah, let's do it. Oh, no, but I'm not ready. But my daughter is here, but my son is here, but my husband, but we went, but, all those kind of excuses on there.